안녕하세요, Nifties. Welcome to Soy Nicole. I am Nicole, and we are a crafting community. So grab your work in progress, also known as a whip, and let's get started on our 10-minute crafting break. Today I am drinking pour over coffee, and I am working on my little dog house. Like a cage. I'm not sure I translated that right, but that's what I would call it. I'm working on, I think it looks like a little, like a French bulldog and his little stocking. I'm going to start here with the stocking. As you know, well, you probably don't know, but you may have guessed, I've reheated this coffee 3 times. I always think, oh, I'm just going to do one more thing, and then I'm going to sit down and make my little video. But here I finally am. I was listening to something about how that it's like abnormal to start to say that this is the beginning of the new year. And then like I understand that because they said that this is a time, it's winter. It's the time when, nature hibernates and that things go dormant so that they can like re-bloom in the spring. And this is the time of year, especially in our hemisphere, like the northern hemisphere, like it's cold-ish. In California, it's ish. And we want to just like be in bed and be cozy and drink tea and, just kind of enjoy life. And yet we're forcing ourselves to make New Year's resolutions. Okay, I think I'm gonna just, it's okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try to follow the pattern instead. Then I don't have to look underneath so much. Yeah, and then instead we're like forcing ourselves to hit the gym, and so I kind of agree with that. I feel like it is nice to kind of reset. However, and then so they were saying that it was unnatural and it was like a construct. And part of me in that moment agreed with it. Oh, that's my iron. It's saying, oh, I'm still on. I remember that I decided that the best way to do these perler beads, these little things, is to melt them individually, one by one. So I'm going to be doing that. Yeah. Nothing on this row. Okay. Like little piece by piece, because it gives a more even, like you're able to focus on just the piece. And so, and the iron is big, and because of that I had to turn on the iron. At any rate, yes, and that we should have the new year in the spring when things are starting, when like rebirth, and like the plants are blooming and things like that. And I understand that like in my mind. But then I also thought about Lunar New Year and how Lunar New Year, even though it's not the same as, and I don't even know what to call it. Like I always call it American New Year, but that's probably not correct. I guess it's Western New Year. I'm not sure what to call it, but let's just call it that. Western New Year. It's later than Western New Year often. I mean, always. It's always later than Western New Year, but it's often considerably later than Western New Year. Oh, look. Is this like a different colored gray? Am I supposed to have another gray in here? It looks like a whole other color. Oh yeah, I do have this other gray. Oh, I totally forgot. Okay, let's get the white out. Remember there was that one container that I divided them up because I wanted to use that little machine thing. I mean, yes, it was not my favorite, but it did work. I want to give it props for, being creative at any rate. And then, but like Lunar New Year, they've been celebrating that for centuries, according to the moon, right? That's why it's called Lunar New Year. So I don't know if it's like a Western construct. I'm not sure I buy into that, but I thought that was interesting because I definitely do feel like potatoing. One of my coworkers calls it that, and I guess other people call it that too, but I had never heard it called that until she said that. And yes, it does feel like you want to be a potato. I'm gonna need 2 more of these. I'll just grab these 2. I'm using this was like, oh, actually it hadn't even expired yet, 2027. This was like we bought this for a charcuterie plate or something, and then I feel bad throwing away things that are perfectly useful. Maybe it's the old lady in me. But look how useful it became right now. It was the perfect size for the random gray color I had. Okay, and I think this one is the black. It's like the gray, and these are the black. So I'm gonna have to get out the black too. Something else that's coming up is 3 Kings Day. And if you are a Christian and you celebrate the birth of Christ, and even if you're not and you just know about it, one thing they talk about is how the wise men came and gave gifts of frankincense, myrrh, incense. No, frankincense, myrrh, and gold. Yes. So that's coming up. And in Latino cultures, like in Mexico, and I don't really know that much about other Latino cultures, so I don't want to claim them all, but it's a big deal. In Mexico, 3 Kings Day is a big deal. When you go to like shopping centers, they have like kings that are dressed up that give out gifts. And if I recall correctly, a lot of times on Christmas Day, like when Jesus is born, they don't give out gifts. They don't get gifts until 3 Kings Day. And so because we are a, multicultural home, we also get gifts on 3 Kings Day. But less, because we are primarily, an American household, even though we are multicultural. So, my son's gift, I ordered it already. Unfortunately, I'm a big delivery person, so that's coming. And then I also ordered myself a gift, which is what I get to do because I'm a solo mom. And what I did order was the little iron, the little tiny iron that I can use for my perler beads. It was only $10. So I feel like, that's an okay splurge for 3 Kings Day for myself, because I actually bought myself already nice gifts. I was going to show you one of them right now. Okay, while we let that cool a little bit. Okay, another thing it said to do was to put something a little bit heavy on it so that it cools off flat. So I'm going to put this on it. Put this to the side, and I'll just put this on it. I feel like that's not enough. I'm going to put my laptop on it. There we go. Okay. So, I just wanted to show you, I guess we're having a perler day. But look at my beautiful Eiffel Tower. So I am, it says they're pre-sorted, which I'm going to love. Although they look all the same color, so I'm not sure. Let's see what it comes with. It says it comes with 8,000 beads. Oh my gosh, 8,000 beads. 8,000 beads, 4 pegboards, 4 of these plastic boards, tweezers, ironing paper, 2 pattern sheets, and then assembly manual. I guess we're gonna, oh look, they even gave you like fancier, I think, like sophisticated tweezers instead of the green ones that I have. So I guess we're gonna have to do an unboxing at some point. Yes. Oh, look, it's got different languages. We're doing Korean, and there's no Korean here, but I guess I can read it in English. Named after engineer Gustave Eiffel, the wrought iron tower was constructed as the centerpiece of the 1889 World's Fair and to crown the centennial anniversary of the French Revolution. Nicknamed La Dame de Fer, the Iron Lady, it has become a global cultural icon and one of the most recognizable monuments in the world. Standing at a height of 1,083 feet, it is the tallest structure in Paris and welcomes almost 7 million visitors per year. Very beautiful. Okay, I'm going to do an unboxing soon, but I am excited about that. And then the last thing is I wanted to share with you my painting from Paint and Sip the other day that we did before Christmas. And it's not excellent, but it's okay. And my son did one too, and I don't want to show him his because, you know, he hasn't given me permission. But it is an Eiffel Tower, and I might shape it a little bit. And I'm still feeling like this is kind of a lot of negative space right here. I wish they had bigger branches. But my son's branches, he made his very thick and bushy, and so they kind of fill in that area, which I do think is nice. So she was like, oh, you have to put a bunch of the sparkles on it. And I was like, no, I don't want any sparkles. And she was like, I insist. So I did put a bunch of sparkles on, and it is cute. But I'm not sure I wanted the sparkles. But that's okay. We'll just leave that as it is. I'm thinking that I might put a clear coat on top so that I can maybe preserve it a little bit better. At any rate, Nifties, I believe our time is done for today. Oh, I did go over just a little bit, but I was showing you my Eiffel. And if you enjoyed your 10-minute crafting break or feel just a little bit more peace after spending time in community with other Nifties, please like this video, share it with a friend, follow the channel. Also, one thing I learned is that you can, if you press the little bell like icon, you'll get notifications of when new episodes drop. And while I would like to, you know, I wish they would drop every day at the same time, they don't. And so if you had your notifications on, you would definitely be in the know for when the next episode drops. And one of my goals for the new year is to post every day and just to be more intentional, have more intention with my channel. So let's focus for that in the next year. And tell me if you have ever been to the Eiffel Tower. I would love to hear from it. We'll see you tomorrow. 안녕히 계세요.